Okay. Hello, everybody. I'm Sonia Ward. You probably know that because you're on my channel, and I'm sure you didn't land here by mistake. And if you did, welcome. Welcome to my channel. I am into talking about current events, entertainment news, empowerment theories, success methodologies, and just about anything positive. And sometimes I talk about things that are not positive because when we talk about news and current events, most of that stuff is not positive. It's negative, and it's dark, and it's sad, and it's disappointing, and it's heartbreaking. And today, I'm going to talk about a trending topic. You can hardly get away from it. It's all over social network. It's all over the television. It's all over the radios. It is police brutality. And it is so sad to me because it's been going on for years, really. The police officers that fit into the category of bullies or those who brutalize the citizens of this place, of the United States, they are who we are talking about. So we're not talking about police officers overall or in general. We are directly speaking to the police officers that abuse their authority, break the law, are criminal-minded, criminal-intended, and criminal in spirit, and they hide behind their badge in the law to exercise ill behaviors on others just because they can get away with it. I need you to understand that in life, we live in a world of duality. We talk about this. I've spoken about this, and we all know this. There's good and there's bad. There's light and there's dark. There's negative and there's positive. You know what I'm saying? There is love and there is hatred. There is the law and there is illegal. Okay? And the law is supposed to protect all of us, the law enforcers as well. It is written to protect all of us, you see, and to keep us from harm because of those who are evil or sick in some capacity. Now, what I really need you to understand is that just because someone has a position in or of authority, it doesn't make them a good person. It doesn't necessarily make them a healthy person or a well person or a balanced person. It doesn't mean that. It just means that they were disciplined enough to complete something, graduate, and be given an opportunity to work in that area of expertise. You may know the law, but you may know the law so well that you know how to get around it and manipulate it. It doesn't make you a good person or a nice person. And so, behind a badge, behind a desk, behind positions of power, I'm talking politicians. You know, there are some that are good and some that are corrupt. And the same thing rings true of the judicial system. There are judges, there are lawyers, there are public defenders, there are attorneys, there are deputies, and the chief of police and police officers, and those who work all around the law that are good and bad. Now, we are made up of mind, body, and spirit, which means any plane can suffer. If a person suffers from mental illness, it doesn't necessarily mean that they can't get a badge and carry a gun. If a person suffers from demonology or is sadistic or satanic in some capacity, it doesn't mean that they can't get a badge or a gun. I mean, this is true. We found out that some police officers are Klansmen, you see, and parts of, hate groups, that exercise hate on others because of the color of their skin or because of their religion. I mean, just take a look at what's happening in the world as a result of faith in what you believe. Christians are divided against Christians, Muslims against Muslims, Buddhists, and whatever it is. You know, it's bad enough that the division is within your faith, but when you get outside of your faith, people want to take your life because you don't believe as they believe. And it's just crazy, and it's just cruddy, actually, you know? So I'm thinking to myself that people are really stressed out today, and stress can cause you to react and behave in ways that are not acceptable, but certainly obvious factors that weigh in on the way that you perform inside of the work that you do. Even in the corporate environment where I work, sometimes when stress gets high, people act out and they get different, you know what I mean? And sometimes they use profanity, and I don't believe in that. I don't do it, I don't practice it, and I don't accept it. But people, I don't know what's in my eye, I'm so sorry. People act out when stress is high, and stress is high. People are dealing with personal issues and professional issues, and it doesn't make an excuse for what they do, but it plays out when they're driving to and from work. You see all the road rage, how people can snap off and literally get out of the car and just shoot you because you cut them off. Everybody's trying to get somewhere, you know? No one's thinking that, hey, just because I put my blinker on and I don't give you enough notice that I'm going to move over here, that now I could lose my life as a result of it. Brutality is everywhere, but we're speaking specifically to police brutality. We need to pray, because there needs to be some changes in the way that police officers are monitored. I mean the good ones and the bad ones. Because it is such a high-strung position. It's something that, you know, with all this adrenaline and everything that takes place in the course of the day, you're all amped up. We need to be really looking at the way that their workload and their behavior is monitored. There needs to be a set of stop and checkpoints to evaluate their mental position and their emotional position, and, you know, their physical as well. People who work in high-strung positions, you know, especially when they carry a badge and a gun, really need to be monitored. And I really think that they need to have rotating on and off schedules so that they can become human again. Because I think sometimes law enforcement can dehumanize you in a way. You get this idea that you're so powerful and you're bigger than the law, and you know, and depending upon how you were raised or whatever you went through or whatever you're working with. I don't know if you're working with diminished capacity, mental illness, bipolar disorder, schizophrenia, you know what I'm saying, OCD, just control freak or whatever it is, power and control, you know, you need some time off to become human again. And I think that we really need to have our officers on rotating time slots where they have to take off and go somewhere and chill out and get in touch with faith again, and get in touch with being human and loving and seeing little children grow in the importance of life, and actually sitting in lectures where you're constantly reminded of kindness. Because we don't need to make animals out of these police officers. I don't know what it is, but somebody needs to do something to mandate a way to humanize these police officers that have lost their way. And the hard thing is sometimes it's not that they've become inhumane, but it's just that they have some things that they're dealing with that maybe people don't know about. We need to know if that cop with a badge and a gun has a mental illness that can turn around and become a problem. Because if citizens have to go through anger management for acting out, police officers should too. We can't deal with all these angry police officers that are endangering our young children in our adult men and women. No one seems to be exempt. Although there is a direct interest in destroying our black men and women, they're doing it to a little bit of everybody, and it's pathetic and evil. We need to really look at how we can fight this thing before it germinates. It's already out of control. And then that groupthink thing where you get good cops in with a bunch of bad cops and they corrupt him or her, that needs to stop. Police officers need time off to become human again, to walk in kindness, and to know what that means. I don't care if they have to watch a series of videos, programs designed to get them in touch with human nature again and what it means to connect to someone's spirit. Look into their eyes. I saw them beating a man, beating him with the stick and tasing him. And I heard him scream out, "Stop, stop, look into my eyes, look into my eyes." He pleaded with them, "Look into my eyes, see the compassion in my eyes." That's what I read from it. I'm a human being. I'm not an animal. You shouldn't even treat an animal like that. I'm defenseless. I'm laying here. You're killing me. Look into my eyes. And to the police officers that are out there, good, bad, and in the middle, you have a heart, and you have a soul, and you have a spirit, and you have a God to serve, and you got family that loves you and wants to be loved by you. And you've got to really understand that we all represent immeasurable value. We all do. We're all valuable. We're created by God, crafted by the Most High. He put us here for something, and it was not to be abused. Do not abuse your authority. Do not jeopardize the goodness that I know is inside of you. Don't be mean and ugly and evil. Don't hurt people. If they are not a threat to you, don't create it. Don't do this. Don't set people up. Don't profile. Don't hate me because of the color of my skin. We bleed the same blood. If something happened to you, you may very well get the heart or the kidney or the lungs of a black man or woman, giving you a second chance on life. Don't do it. Think about it. Why am I so angry? Why do I do what I do? Those of you that can hear me, please listen and take heed. Get help. Get the mental help that you need, the support that you need spiritually. Get yourself hooked up to a strong ministry and a very strong pastor that can help you through your anger. Get to know the God that created you while there is yet time for you to about face from your practices that are not good. They're evil and they're detrimental. Change your ways. I'm pleading with you. I know everyone that does something bad still has yet some good inside of them. I urge you to tap into the good that is inside of you and allow it to blossom and blow up and take over your life and be different. Be the one that sticks out like a thumb. Make the difference. Start telling your fellow police officers, that's whack. I'm not going to participate in that. I'm not doing that anymore. I'm not walking in hate anymore. I'm here to enforce the law and protect the people, and I'm not going to take advantage of my authority and hurt them. Listen, I'm Sonia Ward. I appreciate you taking the time to visit my channel and listen to this discussion. I really do. I just want to say that we all make mistakes, but it's never too late to correct them. God bless you.